Call of the Dead has got to be the silliest, most goofiest Treyarch Zombies map that's ever been made. And just because it's different doesn't mean that it's horrible. In fact, I think it's one of the greats. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Call of Duty Zombies Revisited, where I give my thoughts and opinions on every single Call of Duty Zombies map. And so, before I give my reasons for why I think it's the funniest map, we have to go to the beginning. So the map starts out with the cutscene where you can clearly see that they are planning to shoot a movie, and this is your first time having a celebrity cast, including George Romero. Now not gonna act like I know a whole lot about any of these characters because I'm not really that big into movies. I don't really watch a lot of them, especially horror. I don't think I've even seen a single one besides like a couple of minutes. But you can see in the cutscene near the end of it, or it might be the end of it, George Romero gets taken away by a zombie, and it's just like, what's going on? I thought the whole point of this was that like zombies are out to kill people, but they go and just carry them and take them away. And the celebrity cast, they're all playing as themselves. And the whole thing, I believe, is the premise that George Romero was planning to shoot a movie where Call of the Dead takes place, but turns out there was an actual zombies outbreak. And then George gets carried away, and then it's up to the cast members to, I guess, save him. I don't really know how the Easter egg goes, but they basically have to fend for themselves. So then, once the map finally starts, what happens is that George Romero just comes walking out of the water. Like, what? It's just goofy. And there's more to it than that. I mean, so George comes out of the water, and he can be kind of annoying. He can actually be very annoying because he just slowly walks towards you, and then he gives his quotes, which are also kind of humorous, where he's just like trying to find you guys, like, where's my cast members? He's like, come on, we got a movie to record. So it's all around just a fun, good time. It's different because it's like the boss of the map is making jokes and stuff like that. Very cool. Now the thing is, George has a lot of health, and so it takes a while to kill him. But the thing is, even when you kill him, he's not technically dying. Also, before that, every time you shoot him, I believe he turns into a zombie. When you anger him, that dude runs fast. There are times where I would anger him, and then I would just start running like across the map. And then I look back just to see how it's looking, and dude's right behind me. He's ready to kill me. It was crazy. But anyway, when you kill him, he just walks back into the water and he just disappears. It's just weird, man. It's funny though. But what I like to do at the start of the map is to while he's coming out of the water to knife him. I don't know if it's actually doing damage to him, but I like to think that it does. So I just knife him like 2 to 3 times and then I run away. And I believe he does the same amount of damage as a zombie, where I believe it's 2 hits to down without jug. At least that's what I've seen. There's probably some different numbers, but I think he does about the same amount of hits to make you go down. But anyway, at first when I was playing this map, I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, but the more I played it, the more I actually enjoyed it and thought it was pretty good, especially when I realized just how silly the map is. So what other things are there that make the map kind of goofy? You have the zip line, and the zip lines are a pretty cool mode of transportation where if you just jump off the map where they are, you just start zip lining down to the ship, and then you have one that will take you to spawn if you're already by the boat where power is, I believe. And that's pretty cool. But then if you look back, if zombies were chasing after you, the zombies are using the zip line. It's like you're actually kind of recording like some action type movie where the zombies are after you and you're kind of running around the map. And then you also have the VR-11, which turns a zombie into a human. And honestly, that wonder weapon is not that great. It can kind of act like a monkey bomb, but it's kind of weak where it doesn't pull all the zombies. And so what I would do when I had it is I would just spam every shot that it has in its round or whatever you call it, the little cartridge, and hope that all the zombies or majority of the zombies could leave me alone. So it's not horrible, but it's not that great. In fact, I would probably prefer even like the Winter's Howler over it. That's the other thing that I thought was weird about this map is that I feel like the VR-11 and the Winter's Howler from 5 should have switched places because it would make more sense for the cold wonder weapon to be in this map, and then the one that can change zombies back into a human, a CIA agent, would make more sense on 5. But it's fine, it's still cool. It's just a little weird that they did that. Maybe they didn't have enough time to create the weapon for 5, so they ended up putting in the second DLC. And then you also have the second wonder weapon in this map, the scavenger. The scavenger is just a beast. It's a sniper, which I don't think we ever had another sniper wonder weapon again since this. I think they should do that. I feel like they should try to use every different type of weapon type, like LMG, SMG, assault rifle, pistols, but make them unique. Don't just make it like you see the mods like the like ray gun Mark IV and it's just like an LMG, stuff like that. But I think they can make them unique, but make them into different weapon type. Like clearly, this is a bolt action sniper rifle that just vaporizes the zombies. I believe the blast radius is also really large on it, and so you kind of need PhD because that's actually how I ended up dying on my highest game. I think it was like 25 or something like that. Basically, I downed and then I used a scavenger hoping to kill the zombies, but then I took one hit and then the bolt exploded and it ended up killing me. But that's actually really good because it kind of balances how strong the weapon is because it kills every single zombie basically in the area that you're in after a little bit of time. It's not a safety weapon, but you can't just shoot it willy nilly if you don't have PhD. Some other things I forgot to mention is that near the PhD room, there's that one door where the Ultimus crew are, and you can just hear them knocking, and they have some funny quotes. I think they're in like a dark room, and they're just yapping about asking for help and what they need, and they have some funny quotes too. But it's just weird because they're just in a random door asking for your help. I know it's part of the Easter egg to get them, I believe, to Shangri La, but it's just like, who thought of this? I think it's something about like Richtofen. They went too far into the future where they need to go or something like that. And it's just weird. Going back to the VR11, the VR11 I think is a really cool looking weapon. It looks kind of like I want to say like an alien, like scarab type thing, where it has these like fangs that stick out. And I love the reload animation for it, where you slide the canister out and then you stick another one in. I'm a really big fan of it. It's just a shame that it doesn't have that much ammo and it doesn't really pull the zombies away that much. So honestly, if you wanted to use it, I feel like the best setup for this map is to buy Meal Kick and then have the VR11, a point weapon, and the scavenger. Because there were points where I was running low on ammo and I wasn't able to get drops like max ammos and stuff. And so that might be the other thing. I don't know if the scavenger puts drops down. And so that also balances it out. It's so strong, but it won't give you drops. So you can't just rely on it, especially if you're running low on ammo. But it definitely does balance it out, which is really good. That's the other thing. I kind of started to learn how to play Black Ops 1. My biggest complaint with this game is the lack of ammo in a lot of the weapons, especially from the box or wall buy. So I've finally learned how to kind of play the maps, which is basically get a point weapon. Usually I think I favor the AK-74U or the MP5K, whichever one really. But it's basically you just gotta train, use all the ammo, and then buy more ammo off the wall, and basically just keep doing that until you finally have enough points to hit the box and hope for the Galil Commando or from Haas. Those are like the best regular weapons that are in every single map, and so those are just gonna be the best ones to use. So basically, what you do is you train with the 74U, you get points, you buy ammo, keep doing that until you have a lot of points, and then you can start hitting the box and hope for the wonder weapon or the weapon that you want, and then you can pack a punch it from there. So it did take me a little bit to understand this, but once you get the hang of it, especially because on this map the right outside the lighthouse is the best place to train, it made it easy and let me kind of understand how you were supposed to play this, which is a lot different than playing like Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4 where ammo is really not that much of an issue. And then Matroska dolls also appear. I'm just going to start calling them dolls because I clearly don't know how to pronounce it properly. But you have the dolls appear again, which I think fit more on better on this map than they do on Ascension, just because they're also just a weird weapon. They're literally just dolls that turn into a cluster grenade. Like, why is that a thing? So it fits on this map for kind of how weird it is. And then Pack a Punch 2. This is the first time where you don't have to do anything to Pack a Punch. I believe there are 3 different locations, and you just have to wait for them to spawn. And they have this like weird animation where I think they like spawn in from like an ice crystal and then it like explodes. Something like that. Is another thing that's kind of weird. And they're all in the water. I don't exactly know if the water like kills you if you stand in it too long. I know it frees you. I assume it would kill you if you stand in it too long. It also slows you down a lot. So running into there in like middle of round is not really advised. And I believe it also kills zombies, but I think it might only kill them if they were already low on HP, I believe. Because sometimes I'll be like running a train and then like the water's like the only place I can go into. And so as I'm shooting them, then the zombies turn into icicles. and then they just die, and I don't think I get points for it, which is kind of annoying, but it's whatever. It's just you got to be careful when you're in the water because it slows you down so much. And then going back to George, he has so much health that it's really hard to kill him. But at least when you kill him, he makes it worth it by giving you a free perk, which is really nice. And it lets you able, I believe, for the first time to get every single perk that exists. And speaking of perks, Deadshot Daiquiri makes its debut on this map. And back when I was playing on consoles like the PS3, PS4, I liked Deadshot. I didn't understand why people didn't like it. I just liked spamming the aim button and then snapping to the heads. I just made it easier for me. But then it doesn't do that on PC. So it doesn't really do anything for me. It's not really worth it. So I stopped buying it and I can kind of see where people are coming from now. And the other thing is this map is just, it's kind of huge with a lot of doors. And so Jug is like at the one of the farthest points away from spawn, where you first have to run into the, I believe it's the back of the ship. I don't know where you spawn, and you have to run all the way up, turn on the power, and then you have to run through the lighthouse and make your way back to the ship, close to the front, up by the step, in order to finally buy Jug. And at first, I didn't like it, but the more I realize is that it makes the map different than other maps because you can't just get Jug straight off of early round spawn. Where if we look at Kino, it's once you turn on power, it's a smaller map. And so Jug is always easily accessible. Where in this map, Jug is not. Even in 5, you just go down the elevator to the second floor and it's right there outside the pack-a-punch door. Even if you want, you can turn on pack-a-punch your weapon, and then as you come out, after you kill all the zombies, you can get Jug right there. Ascensions isn't that hard either. If you take a lunar lander from any point, it'll take you to spawn, and then from spawn, you can get there very easily. There aren't that many fast travel points in this map. You do have the one fling thing, which flings you across the map all the way to the lighthouse. And that was a really nice trap. I believe you have to buy the first door in order to get there. I guess it kind of makes sense, but it would have been nice if after you turn on power, if you didn't buy that door, you can immediately jump over. Or maybe that's just something I have to do, where I immediately buy the first 2 doors and then turn on power. But overall, the more I played this map, the more I liked it. And I can see why it was a fan favorite, and I'll definitely be coming back more to play this map. I really did enjoy it. So far, it's the most different map out of everything that we've seen, with the celebrity cast, George Romero, just kind of how silly it is. And I like it for that. But yeah, other than that, that's all I have to say. I think it's a really cool map, and with the celebrity cast, George Romero, and just kind of everything that happens here. If you made it this far, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time where I play Shangri-La. See ya.
Fog clearing. Who knows how long for? Let's hustle. Ah! I'm blind! I'm blind! In my eyes!
Holy shitballs. Me too.
What did you do, Richtofen?
I did nothing. There's a light switch. Oh, I think I found a lever. Perhaps this will turn on the light.
No! Ah!